This is the Courthouse Tavern Case of the Week, brought to you by the Courthouse Tavern, located at 310 Forbes Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh. It's time to go anywhere else. Matt Desmond off to my left. Off to my right, it is Mr. Kevin Calhoun. We're talking about what else? It's bracket time here on the sideline and everywhere else, so why not discuss it as well, guys? Ohio State, they're overall number one. You also have Kansas, Pitt, and Duke, all of the number ones. Guys, 4 number ones. Is that okay with you, Kevin?
Yeah, the 4 number ones are okay with me. I mean, we could talk a lot more about the seeding and how Ohio State got really screwed over in the bracket they got put in compared to, say, Pittsburgh's bracket over there in the other side of the bracket. But I don't mind the 4 selections as the number 1 seeds.
You okay with the 4 number ones, too? San Diego State, I thought, could have been in there, too.
Yeah, I'm fine with the selections, same as Kevin. Ohio State's road ahead is really tough compared to Pittsburgh's, but overall selection, I think they were fine.
A lot of 14-loss teams in the field this year.
More losses than ever.
That is correct. You know, Penn State's in there, Michigan State, and I'm a big Penn State guy, but I think that if any of those, I think Penn State actually deserved it with the work that they did against ranked teams, win against Purdue, win against Michigan State, and also in the tournament they did very well, too. What about these 14-loss teams getting into the tournament?
I mean, in a weak year that we're looking at right now, Josh, I mean, it's hard to keep these teams out. You're going to have 64, now 68 teams playing in the NCAA tournament. You're going to have that many losses, especially when you're looking at teams. You had 11 teams in the Big East in this tournament now, and a lot of those teams have 9 or more losses. So there's a ton of losses in this tournament, and that's just how it's going to be with the format, which I don't mind. The teams that got in versus the teams that got out is a different story, but you're going to have the losses when teams lose games. Let's
talk about the teams that did get in and then the teams that did not get in. I look at VCU as a team that really should not have gotten in. The big team that I'm really disappointed that did not get in is Colorado. Colorado, very good teams against the top 50. The Buffalo is just not in good shape there.
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised to see Colorado not get in the tournament. They have 1 win over Texas, 3 over Kansas State. Kansas State is in the tournament, but I really was not I didn't like to pick that UAB, and you said VCU were in the tournament. UAB has 1 top 50 win, and that is against VCU. I didn't like that selection at all.
I want to move over to Pitt, guys. Let's talk about this. Pitt, a number 1 seed down there in the Southeast. It looks like a fairly easy bracket when you look at it. Florida just totally overrated as the number 2 seed. And you got guys like BYU, UCLA in it, Wisconsin, a number 4 team that could be really getting beat. How far do you see these Pitt Panthers going?
For me, I've got Pittsburgh going to the Elite 8 or Final 4, depending on
which one is it.
You know what? I'll put them in the Final 4. I'll put them in the Final 4 simply because of the teams they got put with. This is a very weak side. You're talking about a Florida team that did not win the SEC, the playoffs. They won the regular season, and Kentucky got put at a 5 seed, and they beat Florida. Florida's an overrated number 2. Wisconsin's a streaky team. We saw them beat Ohio State, but then we saw them with a couple bad losses. You're looking around Kansas State. Again, they lose to Colorado 3 times, a team that should be in the tournament, and then they beat Kansas. This is a shaky bracket, and Pittsburgh really should be able to walk through it.
Kansas State's a real sleeper team, though, for me. How about you, Mr. Desmond?
Well, I think their first 2-round opponents are going to be very tough. I mean, once they get past their 16 seed, they're going to have some work to do. When they face, I believe it's going to be a Butler losing to Old Dominion, and I think Old Dominion's going to give them the best game they ever played this season. And then once they go from there, Utah State's going to be a really tough team to beat, and I think Utah State's going to make a run. And I have Pitt in the Final 4, but it's going to be a tough way getting there.
You homers. Pitt's got some injuries,
I'm
though.
a homer.
I know.
Pitt.
You've been here enough. You're an absolute homer. Now, let's talk. Something that's new about this year is the play-in games that the 68 tournament field, and they're playing in games in 6 and 11 seeds. I don't like a play-in game for an 11 seed.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're looking at teams that are playing to get into the tournament, although they're not technically playing games. All these teams are in. But, I mean, why would you put a team as an 11 seed or a 6 seed if they're still fighting for their lives to see who they're going to face? I mean, you're looking at teams that are looking at the difference between playing, a 5 seed or playing Ohio State. I mean, there's no real rhythm. There's no real logic to what's being done here. I don't understand it, especially in such a weak field as it is, when we've just talked about 14 lost teams in the tournament this year, and now you're playing to get in as 68 teams when teams like Colorado are being left out. It doesn't make sense.
Who you got winning, guys? Let's break it down real quick. Your Final 4, and who do you have winning, Kevin?
Final 4, I've got Kansas and Pittsburgh. Kansas going to the championship. I've got Ohio State and Connecticut. Ohio State going, and Ohio State taking it home.
I'm glad you're not the homer and picking UConn there. What do you got as your Final 4?
All right, I have Pitt, I have Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Duke, and I have Ohio State winning it all.
Ohio State winning it all.
Yes.
They're too strong inside. Sullinger is so hard to stop on the inside. They have one of the best 3-point shooting players in the history of college basketball. They move the ball so well, and at the end of games, they have the highest shooting percentage among the top teams.
Guys.